Alright guys, well I got this here. This video will be about packing wheel bearings and the spacing that needs to be on them. To take it off, take his Carter key out and unscrew this nut all the way, and the whole housing should slide off. To get the bearings out, you probably have to take a punch and punch them out of the hub, and they should come off. But or they should come out. And when they get out, you put a big wad of grease in the palm of your hand, and you just sit there. It's hard for me to show you with one hand on my phone, but say this right here is the bearing. You take that glob of grease that's in your hand and sit there and do like that all the way around and keep packing that bearing. On old trailers like this, the new trailers, some of them have a grease fitting right here, and you just pump grease in and put your little rubber cap back on. Our new trailers have those, but these don't. And then when you put it back on, you don't want to crank this nut all the way down. This thing's got to have some play in it. I don't know if you can hear that. That's all the play you want. It don't move very much. You don't want to sit here and flop back and forth. I mean, just tuk, 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 tuk. You want just a little bit of movement, but you don't want to wrench this down so tight that, I mean, it's snug on there, but it'll cause your bearings to heat up. Then your bearings will seize, and it'll spin on your shaft, and it'll mess your whole axle up. So the bearings are made to go out before you booger up the shaft and need a whole new axle, or have to have it turned down or whatever. But when you tighten it back up on there, you get it so tight, or you can tighten it up a good bit, find out where your hole's at, you can back it off to that hole, and that's usually about pretty good. And then you sit there and spin them. But that's the way I was taught by my grandfather, how to pack old bearings like this, and then set the play in there. My grandpa and my dad. But that's that on that. Like I said, some of them have a grease fitting right here, and all you gotta do is pump it full of grease. But you need to have your axle up off the ground when you're checking for your play. If you don't, you can still check it while the trailer's on the ground, but it's just not as easy to hear the wobbling. But when you got the trailer tire on here, it'll move just a little bit more than this does, because you're further out away from your fulcrum point, your center. But as long as you got just a tad bit of play and it ain't snug on there, and if you ever go on a, say, long trip, when you pack your trailer and then, or you're hauling your trailer and you're going, say, to the gas station, when you get out to the gas station, just reach down here and grab these hubs after you do it. Them hubs, if you can't hold your hands on them, or they're hot or smoking, you got it way too tight. Or if you grab the tire and shake it and it's got a bunch of play in it, you ain't got something right. Either you didn't get it slid all the way up on there, or you didn't get a nut set right or something, or you didn't put your Carter key in. But we always, anytime we haul our lawnmower trailers or anything long distance, or, you know, we'll always, every once in a while, come back and check. Just feel the housing, see how hot it feels. And it's going to be warm, but you just don't want it smoking hot. But that's the best way to check them. Alright guys, like, comment, subscribe, appreciate it. Alright guys, this trailer right here is a more modern trailer. We're plugging in seeding right now, but it's got these caps on it right here, and as far as I know, there ain't no grease fitting in there, but it's the same as the other ones. You got to pack the bearings the same way. You can knock these caps off and squirt some grease in there, like just by hand, and push it in there, but it don't work as good as taking it all off, knocking the bearings out, and then packing the bearings. We usually do that once a year. But like I said, you can check it. You hear that? That's all the wobble you want, and that's almost too much, I'd say. but I'll need to check it. They're about the same though. But that's a lot. My camera just froze up or something. That's not too much movement, but it's a little more than I'd like, but it's probably because the teeth didn't line up when you tighten it up. It's too tight, and when you back the teeth off, you got to back it off a whole tooth or something. But this trailer right here's got a lot of miles on it. And I'll show you my other one. As you can see, I could collect junk. Bunch of scrap metal, stuff like that. This is our newest trailer. This is one I was talking about, has the greasable grease fitting in it. You just sit there, hook your grease gun in that, grease that, and it pushes it throughout the bearings. On these trailers, since it's so easy to get to, we usually do these every probably 5 to 10,000 miles. It's a little overkill, but usually when oil change due, we'll service the truck and service the trailers. And then at the end of each year, in the wintertime, when it's slow, this trailer, like I said, it's new. And at the end of each year, we'll break them down and repaint them and service them if it needs it.